Greetings everyone! Today we're gonna do slightly different video and we're gonna embark on the adventure together of breaking in a new boar brush. This brush just arrived. It's a very cheap brush and I was inspired by a friend who broke in his boar brush for a first time following a few advices online, and I was inspired and decided, oh, that might be a cool thing for me to try. And here is it. Amazon wasn't too gentle with this brush. They delivered it with crushed package. The brush was pretty much out of the original box. So as a first step, just to be safe, I don't know where the brush was. Did it fall all over the floor in the warehouse or not? I'm just gonna do a quick wash with a shampoo just to be safe before we start. The setup is a bit awkward, but yeah, the focus today is the brush, not my shaving. When it comes to boar brushes, the hair is very stiff when you originally get them, and you can see over here now in frame how stiff it is. I push it quite hard, so the knot is very hard. And this breaking in process will combine few techniques that are explained. I'm not reinventing the hot water. There is nothing unique about this process, but I thought that it will be fun to try, and I'll take you on this journey. So the first step will be to prepare hot water and to soak your brush. Over here in this thermal cup, I prepared some water, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sink the brush, but on a way that I'm not gonna have water beyond this point. It's really important for the base of the knot to stay intact and the hot water not to affect the glue. We want to keep all the hair still attached as much as possible, even though that I expect to see some hair being lost. I just saw that there is a bit more foam from the shampoo. I want to rinse it out. Okay, and we're gonna dip the brush in the hot water. We'll check the level. Now the water is a little bit too much, slightly higher than what I wanted it to be. And I'm gonna leave it in for about 15 minutes. Here we are, a bit more than 15 minutes later. The brush was soaking. Sorry about moving it out of frame, it's a bit awkward for this video, but I'll do my best. Brush is very well hydrated. You may ask, why are we doing this video and what's the big deal if you're not familiar with boar brushes? The common advice is keep on using them and they'll get softer and softer with time. But if you have more than one brush, if you alternate between two, it may take at least up to 6 months to break it in properly. With this video, we're gonna go over a breaking process that requires 72 hours, which is not common with the other brushes. But that will bring us to a spot where hopefully this brush will be nice, soft, and comfortable for use. So for the next step, we're gonna get some cream or soap, whatever you have. Prepare a generous amount. Maybe I was a little bit too generous. But now we're gonna start working out the brush with the soap and the cream. Like you're about to shave. It's very awkward for me to. And this process will continue for at least 5 minutes. I'm not gonna bore you with the full 5 minutes. I'll see you in a little while. Around 10 minutes later, for me, I had a few breaks. So at this point, now we're gonna rinse the brush and wash it well so we can move to the next step. I lost a few hairs and you need to be careful. Yeah, one more here. Surprisingly, I already feel significant difference. The loft is way The knot, not the lock, the knot feels a bit broken and softer. There is still good backbone to it, but it's way less stiff. That workout seems to have paid off. Okay, that should be better. Just awkward position to shoot this one. Okay, for the next step, what we want to do is to get a towel. We want to shake most of the water as much as possible, and we're gonna grab our towel and we're gonna start rubbing the brush with circular motions on a way that we simulate brushing our face. You can press a little bit, but don't overdo it. We just want to work on those bristles, and here you can see one more here, one more. It's perfectly normal. We can see the top of the brush is already looking very different, and even the shape starts to bloom. It's already breaking. I didn't expect to see that much of a result, as the brush was very stiff and very straight, but it's already looking promising, and we just started. Okay, we're done with the towel, and we can see that the shape looks better, and also the tips, they feel slightly softer and they look a bit more split. So for the next step, we're gonna place the brush in a glass of water or cup of water, it doesn't matter, and we'll put it for about 48 hours in the fridge. So again, the important thing is to allow the water level to be only up to here, so the knot with the glue doesn't get affected by the water. Putting the brush in the fridge eventually should help with removing the smell that the boar brushes usually have. Not sure if they have any effect over the softening of the actual brush, but yeah, we'll see. I'm just combining few tips and tricks that are shared online. So I'll see you later. Here we are, 24 hours later. Let's see how the brush looks. Well hydrated, obviously, chilled and cold from the fridge. So now I'm gonna repeat the same procedure. I have my bowl loaded with some cream. I'm gonna rinse the brush. Do wonder. The backbone is still very good. I don't know if the tips are softer or not, but the smell, I guess it's a little bit more on the cream from yesterday. So let's start again. I changed the camera so you don't look at the boring countertop of my sink in the bathroom. Well, that's a good workout. Doing this for about 5-6 minutes is a good workout. You can have tennis elbow or golf elbow, depending on how hard you go. Another thing that I realized about the brush is that some of the whiskers are black. And when it comes to boar brushes, I really don't know. Does this matter? Does it mean that the brush is lower quality? If any of you knows, please let me know in the comments. I would like to be educated and learn more about it, because my knowledge with boar brushes is very limited. And that's a cheap brush. I just bought it for the test and adventure to see how that breaking will go. Okay, I'll just continue. Now we're moving to the towel after the lathering. And again, we are brushing the same way as we're lathering on our face. Consistent pressure, but not extreme. Just allowing the brush to break in. A few bristles are falling. And do that for a few minutes to dry out the brush. Okay, here is the brush now. Not sure if I see much difference compared to before we place it in the fridge. Maybe the tips are a bit more split. Which adds extra softness. Oh yeah, on the skin I feel that there is nice change. Way less scratchy compared to when we started, and we're halfway through. Not even halfway, because we have a few more steps. Okay, we're gonna be back in the fridge for another 24 hours in a cup of water, and I'll see you later. Here we are, 24 hours, or a total of 48 now in the fridge, with a short break in between after the first 24 for a little bit of lathering and brushing in the towel. We have the brush out. So now what I did is I prepared new lather, and the plan is to leave the brush for another 24 hours or a little bit more. That way the brush will stay and absorb as much of the lather smell as possible. I assume that it may be softened by that as well, but the goal I see and I expect from this final step is to reduce the smell of the boar bristles of the brush. So I'll see you a bit later for the final conclusion and checking the result. And here we are, 72 hours, a bit more actually, later. Long stay in the fridge, 24 hours plus in lather. The brush is ready. As I before I move to the next step, just to mention, I finally got a new microphone set. I know some of you mentioned about audio quality. I hope that this sounds better. It's still not the final setup, I'm figuring everything out, but please let me know in the comments how everything feels. Hopefully the difference is better and the audio improved. Okay, now this is how it looks. During the 24 hours, every now and then when I was entering the bathroom, I just added a little bit of swirl a few times, and when I saw that the foam of the lather dries out, I just added a little bit more cream and water to make sure that throughout the entire 24-hour period the lather will be all around the brush. You see even the handle is in lather, so I just tried to make sure that everything is covered. Now we're gonna wash the brush. I can't tell any difference yet. A few more squeezes, a little bit of shake, and let's move to the towel one last time before we check the final result. You can probably catch a few more hairs falling. I can smell the lather as I'm brushing, which is a good sign. I hope that none of that original smell is left. Okay, that will do it for now. And here we are. That's how the brush looks. Yeah, the backbone is strong. The brush is not floppy at all, but it's way softer. Yeah, mainly smell of the cream that I used. I don't get any of that original smell of the hairs. that some people complain about, and I can understand it. I'm gonna add before and after photo so we can see. I don't think that the visual difference, at least, is that dramatic compared to the first pass with the towel, but I might be wrong. I need to check what I recorded, because it's been more than 3 days since we started this process. But yeah, we're gonna see how that goes, and I look forward to the first shave using this brush. Looks promising. I like the feel on the skin when I try it now. And let me know what you think about this type of videos. Do you find them interesting? Do you find them useful? Again, all those tips, I didn't invent them. I just researched online, and I had a chat with my friend Chocho. Shout out to him. And yeah, let me know what you think. Did you go over a process similar to that with your boar brushes? Or what's your favorite brush? I still feel that I lean towards synthetic brushes. I like the easy maintenance, having the brush underwater ready to go, just shake it and squeeze it after a shave and it's dry. That's so far probably still my top choice, but we'll see, that might change over time. We're exploring this hobby of ours. Consider liking and subscribing to the channel. There will be more content coming. I appreciate that, and I'll see you in another one. Take care.